Good afternoon. How are you today? Today's a gorgeous day. I suppose after you have several 40 to low 50 days, when you have a day that's about 61 degrees, it's a gift. We have sunlight, there's no wind, it's beautiful out, the little animals are making noises, so it's pretty terrific. Now, it's got to be something different than what's in the news, like I think we could have a new TV series, Drones Over Moscow to Kill Putin. And then they fail. Now, that's not good, right? If you strike at a king, you should kill him. And so is Biden at risk now? Is Zelensky at risk? You have Sounds of the Diplomat, a new show that, frankly, I have to admit they caught me, and the actors in it are fabulous. And if you like that kind of stuff, and I think it's hard to resist, it's sort of like a State Department soap opera in a way. So you might enjoy it. But when is art imitating life, life imitating art? And you have to ask yourself, when you go to blow up the leader of Russia, what tracks do you lead to that, you know? It's hard to believe we weren't involved, Zelensky wasn't involved, and I'm sure Russia's thinking the same thing. And some people are saying, oh, somebody in Russia did it. Yeah, well, I guess it's possible. It's not easy to get to the Kremlin. So that's one thing. Our world is in disarray from the highest levels in which we try to shoot at a world leader, down to the lowest in which people who shoot their neighbors are then protected by other neighbors and who are properly now prosecuted for doing so. Marvelous, simply marvelous. And we have in D.C., now I think we have to put this in perspective, but none of the commentators do. We have another successful prosecution of the street trash urchins insurrectionist, but not anyone who is above these characters, directing and inciting and encouraging them to do it. You know, Stone stands outside of one of those lucky, wonderful hotels in Washington with these guys all around him. Nothing. Oh yeah, Garland, we're impressed. And by the way, as this is going on, and this is such a beauty, there is talk that they're going to prosecute Hunter Biden. Now get this. The Justice Department under Garland is thinking of indicting the son of the president, but not the former president who tried to overthrow the government. Somebody should, you would think somebody metaphorically hit him with a shovel, but firing would be too good for him. And why in the world is this going on? Okay, so maybe Biden does deserve to be prosecuted, but in a food chain of who deserves as much or more, Trump is right up there in the number one hot seat, don't you think? Now, in our nation, among those bankers who don't seem to know what they're doing, or the very selfish customers who are glad to be in venture capital banks where the risk is high, who then just depart, the Federal Reserve has sort of put the screws to them a little bit, and the 5% rate is, if I understand the report today, is going to be 5.25%. So if a bank is only getting 3% of its earnings, as was true of one bank, and are looking to borrow money from the Fed at 5 and now 5.25%, we can see the difference there means that you're always underwater. Wonderful. And, I still wear masks, and I don't know how and under what circumstances I'd stop it, particularly because of Holly. And there is something liberating about the thought that you don't have to wear a mask, but I don't find it such an encumbrance since I've done it so long. And they're saying now doctors' offices aren't going to require you to wear masks. Now, Holly was up at Johns Hopkins this week, and they've had a very strong policy. And people are still wearing masks, but I don't think they're enforcing it anymore. So I think that's one of those mistakes that we'll find out about down the road. So what do we have? We have an assault on Putin by unidentified people who did this when he wasn't present. Good show. We have a prosecution that we're ballyhooing as the greatest thing in the world, ignoring the fact we're not prosecuting the guys who were in charge, the plantation owners who had these people run out as their slaves and try to compromise our government. And at the same time, we have Trump going around giving them solace and support. What is wrong with these people? And of course, we have the banking industry, and we have the discrimination, and we have the abortion, and we have all these issues. So, what do I have to say that's uplifting today? Take care of yourself today. If you have sunlight where you are and it's a little warmer, at least stick your head out the window. Put your finger in a little pot and encourage something to grow in this kind of strange spring that's on again, off again. Somebody said, we're in the month of May, so we may have a spring and we may not, and that's the way it is. So I'm glad to visit you outside and on the trail, and thank you for your remarks about my sit and talk last night. We have to do something. We have to do what we can do individually, and it's high time that we did, because there's a huge vacuum on the side of law and tradition and value and persistence and saving our republic for ourselves and for those who are going to follow us. So I say goodbye from our cathedral of trees, and I expect I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye-bye.